Hear Angie. Do I hear her?
I think she's coming. So, okay, we have Bill Jacobs. Hello, welcome.
Hello, Elsie. Thank you
know
for
each
having
other.
me.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you here. So we've known each other a long time, and at the time, I think I first met you through MySpace.
MySpace. Yes.
You were with Sonic Productions, right?
Yeah. Sonic Wheel Productions.
Sonic Wheel Productions, is that still around or?
No, Sonic Wheel's not around anymore. I might revive it one day, but I did mastering work for musicians that I could find on MySpace. MySpace was a great way to find musicians from around the world.
Yeah.
I did mastering for musicians in South America and Italy and Denmark, Japan, Russia, all over. It was cool. And I still know a lot of these people, so it was a lot of fun. There's Angie. Angie's on the move.
I'm on the move.
Hi, Angie.
I don't know why. I know what's happening, but I don't know why it's happening. For some reason, it's not turning on my camera. It's giving it permissions, but it's not turning it on.
I see you now.
Yeah, I'm
You're
on the iPad now.
Okay. And you're light too. I don't know why I'm so dark. I tested this out and I was not as dark as this.
Yeah, your room doesn't look like it should be that dark.
No, it's all lit up in here. I'll have to play with this some more.
Yeah,
but we'll go ahead with this. Might be better anyway.
Yeah.
my makeup people didn't show. I thought they were coming, but they didn't show up. So the dark lighting's probably better.
So we were talking about music, and so was it just that you were ready to move on to other things that you?
I loved doing it, and I wasn't making enough money to support the family and all. We were entering the digital age of mastering, where people started doing a lot of it themselves, and there was so much competition, I couldn't make enough money. So I had to give it up and get a real job. But I liked it.
So, yeah, you were very passionate about it.
Yes.
And so now what are you up to?
Well, now
I
I'm
visited
doing
the websites.
Which website? I have.
Whoa! I'm so impressed. Okay, so the first one here, I'm gonna post it. You're a director at National Saint. How do you say that?
Kateri. There's several ways to say it. Kateri, you can say Kateri or Kateri. Either one works. It's a Mohawk pronunciation of Catherine. She was named after Saint Catherine. So
okay,
Kateri.
And this is Catholic.
Yeah, it's a Catholic shrine in upstate New York, and we have a chapel there, a really cool chapel made in a Dutch barn that was built in 1782. That's really old. We have about 130 acres of forests and fields and wetlands and hiking trails. Beautiful place. Sacred land. It's the last remaining excavated and preserved Mohawk village site in the world. So we have a Mohawk village. You can see where the longhouses were and where the wall was and where the spring was where they got their water. Really cool place.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I put the link down here if you guys want to check that out. So anyone can go?
Yes, open all year for hiking and contemplation. We call it a place of peace and healing. So people from all faiths go there and they can, they report they feel the sense of peace that's there, and so you can come to renew yourself and restore yourself.
So who replenishes the positive energy there, or is it just the land itself?
It's the land. It's a combination of things. It's the land itself, I think, and it's Saint Kateri. If for Catholics, we believe that that saints, the people after they die, their souls are still around, they're still there. So Saint Kateri herself can pray for us and wish good things for us. And also the ancestors of the Native Americans are still buried on the site. You know, that's where they lived and died and all. So there's a lot of history and cultural history and spiritual history. People come there, and in the spring, there's a Kateri spring there, which is sacred water that bubbles up from the ground. And that's where St. Kateri was baptized in the 1600s, 1676. And so that spring is still there, and people come there to touch the water and splash some water on themselves or fill up a bottle of holy water. It's considered holy water, and bring it home and whatnot. Yeah, people say that it's a powerful place. I hear that a lot from not just Catholics, but all faiths. People will say, oh, this is such a powerful place. And there was a woman just the other day in our gift shop. She was driving by, and she was in the gift shop, and she just started sobbing with a big smile on her face. She was happy, but she started sobbing, and she said, I don't know why I'm crying. To just something about this place. I've just released all my worries and tensions and whatnot. I don't know how it happens, but it happens.
I love that.
Yeah, I think a lot of shrines are like that, but I think ours is special.
Wow. And this is, they take donations with visits, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah. Yeah, we're totally supported just by donations. We have a small staff, and we have a Franciscan friar, a priest who lives on the site. And yeah, people give donations. We don't receive any funding from the church or from the government or anybody else.
Are there any sisters there?
No sisters. No, they come to visit. We get busloads of different visitors, and we don't have sisters. I would love to have more sisters involved.
I know, right? They keep getting sent away, like to islands, and they're doing their work by themselves.
Right, yes, yeah. I would love to have sisters, and there are a lot of younger sisters that I see online, different groups, different religious orders, and that's kind of an exciting thing, I think. And but we'd love to have some at the shrine. They do come to visit.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And what's at the gift shop? Is this something you can get online?
Our online site is in flux. It's transitioning. We're working on a new website. You can go online and email the gift shop lady, Ellen, for things. But we have Native American products, handbags and jewelry and different things that are handmade by Native Americans. We have some food there, like Trappist yam that Trappist monks make. And we have, maple syrup. You have to try our maple syrup. The shrine has a sugar maple forest there. And we have somebody that makes maple syrup for us every year. We sell that in the gift shop.
Wow.
And, yeah, there's some religious stuff, books and cards and things. Yeah.
Next time we visit New York, I think, like if we play and we don't, because the last time we played, we drove in from Virginia and then drove right out back to Virginia, all in one day.
That's a lot.
I'm going to have.
No, go ahead.
But next time, I'm going to have you create a care package for me and just have you bring it. I already know what I want. I may not make it there, but that's really cool. I really want to visit it because I would love to feel what I'm hearing. That sounds incredible.
Yeah, people come from all over the world. They come from, and then there's Mohawk and Native American nations in Canada. They come down several times a year. They're coming again in July. And yeah, next time you're in New York, look us up.
I will.
That was a great show, by the way, Elsie. That New York show was awesome. You were good.
That was so much
really
fun.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, I'm sorry we couldn't get back there the following year, but we thought we were going to be moving to Virginia, and we ended up staying.
Okay.
It was a crazy year, so oh well, we'll be back. I know it, but it's going to be a new band, so.
All right.
New
I'm looking forward
music.
to that. I'm I'm ready. And you know who also was good in New York City too? Was great. Your friend Gail George. We saw her too in the city. She was wonderful, amazing, really good.
Wow, cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about you as the director. Oh yeah, because that is the place of peace and healing.
Yes.
You're also a president at the Conservation Center.
Yes.
So this is faith, education, conservation. Can you tell us more about that? Ooh, nice lighting, by the way.
It got better.
I got better.
Oh, that's funny, isn't it? It changed. Oh, because I'm blocking the window.
Just tilted.
That's it.
Oh.
It is definitely the window. See, my bright head can block it.
Bill, light and dark.
I love your laughing about it.
He's also a magician.
That's it.
Now I'm a lighting expert. Yeah, I can do anything.
Love it.
Oh yeah, the Conservation Center. I'm interested in faith-based conservation. I've done ecology and conservation work for about 25 years now. And usually that was secular work for groups like the Nature Conservancy and other nature conservation groups. But I became interested in more of a spiritual kind of a conservation, where I know a lot of people, when they're in the woods or outdoors in nature, they experience something transcendent, something bigger than themselves. I don't know if you've ever had anything like that in the outdoors, but I think there's kind of a spiritual element to being out in a forest or hiking on a mountain and whatnot. So I wanted to do conservation that doesn't ignore whatever that is, call it God or call it the creator spirit or call it whatever your faith is. I wanted to include that in it as well. So this is a conservation that considers a higher power, that considers relationships that people have with God or the creator, and relationships that they have with each other, and relationships that they have with the natural world around them. And most conservation groups or environmental groups don't consider anything spiritual. So I wanted to do something a little different. So that's how I started the Conservation Center. And my background is I was baptized Catholic. So, and I didn't always follow the faith and follow the church and all, but at some point in my life, I figured you have to pick something and run with it. So I ran with that because that's what I knew. And I started collecting quotes by saints and popes and holy people from the church's point of view on how they viewed creation and the natural environment. And I started a website. That was about 2000. Back then, it was hard to find information on faith-based ecology. Now there's tons of stuff online. But I started a website and I put in there all the quotes and statements that I had collected. It is, yes, it's Kateri.org. Kateri.org, Kateri.org. Or Kateri.org. And we've started a land trust. A land trust is a group that conserves land or works with private landowners to protect their property. And I've found that there are a lot of religious orders, sisters, we talked about sisters. A lot of them own huge amounts of land, and it's wooded and natural and in remote areas. And as some of these groups some of them are aging and they're getting fewer in numbers, they're wondering what to do with their land. So we're working on a project now where we identify church-owned land, religious land, and work with the religious people to protect it, to preserve it, so it doesn't turn into a shopping mall or a housing development or something like that. And I think we haven't done a whole lot yet. Mostly we've done education with our website and social media. Do a lot of social media, but we haven't. We're actually, the shrine, the St. Kateri Shrine, will be a test project for preserving natural land. Yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of neat. It's kind of, I didn't plan a lot of this stuff. I don't plan; it just happens.
So,
a year ago, I had no idea I would be the director of the St. Kateri Shrine. No idea whatsoever. And I was thinking of having the shrine be a test project, see if we could restore the land and bring back native species and all. So I had already been thinking about the shrine, and well, I read in their newsletter that they were looking for a director. So I sent an email, and here I am. Yeah.
Totally. What kind of education is provided?
The education on the church's teachings. People want to know what the Catholic Church teaches on ecology and in the environment. Some people do, and so at one time this was the only place. The website was the only place that you could go for that information. Now there's a lot of other sites. The Pope wrote an encyclical last year on ecology. See? Oh, it's backwards. I need a mirror. Is it backwards on yours?
No, it's forward for us.
All right.
No,
so the Pope wrote this encyclical, and it's the first time a Pope wrote an entire, full, long, official letter dedicated to caring for our common home, the earth. So the timing of my work with the church and conservation and all, it's perfectly with what the Pope's doing. And I'm waiting for a phone call from the Pope, but I haven't gotten one yet. I'm waiting.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
It'll happen. Yeah. Just create the experience that you're already having it, rather than waiting for it. If you're in the state of waiting, it will always be something you're waiting on.
This doesn't really count, but I knew the Pope's hand, so he went ahead and put him on his letter of references.
That works. A handshake is good enough. Endorsed by the Pope.
That's it.
That is good.
That's cool. That is cool. So you're also teaching or educating kids too, right? There's a good amount of kids learning
both through the website. The website, the quotes that we have been used in books, and they're used on college campuses and a whole bunch of different places. And then at the shrine, at the St. Kateri Shrine.
Elsie has a question.
Okay.
I have a question.
At the shrine, we have kids that come in too. School groups, Scouts, Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts.
Oh, cool.
And a lot of school kids come through. It's a religious site, but it's also a historical site with the Mohawk village there. So we get public schools that come in there too and want to learn the history. All right.
Go, Elsie.
Okay, so two things. The first question, is there anything like this shrine and that you know of?
I feel like I'm on the Brady.
In other parts of America?
You guys ever do the Brady Bunch song where you look down at each other and stuff?
Yeah.
we need to.
I'm sorry.
I've been to a shrine, I think twice, but not in America. So go back.
Oh. I'm sorry. I digress. What was the question again? I have ADD.
But I want to get back to that.
We all do.
Are there? Yeah. We're with you. Yeah. Are there any other places, holy lands that you know of that are connected with yours that are anywhere throughout America?
Well, in a sense,
that
all land is sacred. It depends on how you look at it. I think all land is sacred. So whenever I go to a park or a mountain and hike. Do a lot of hiking and camping with the family. It's all sacred land, I think. A garden is sacred land.
I love that.
So yes.
You're right. It's how you look at it. Okay.
Yeah. Or right in your backyard, garden.
Sedona, but any of the parks.
Yes. Yeah. Just get out.
Okay.
Just get out and hike.
And we would walk barefoot, like Angela.
Oh, there
Be
you go.
barefoot as much as possible. Just show us her foot.
Absolutely.
She likes to be connected with
my
the
daughter
earth.
Erin hiked up and down a mountain with us. Small mountain, but it was still a mountain. Barefoot one time. It's a rocky, stony trail, and she wanted that experience of going barefoot, and she did it. She made it all the way up and all the way down.
You could do a driveway. You could do it. The shrine I was at was in Ireland. It was Knock, Ireland, and it didn't feel very natural, but it was fun.
No.
The first time was in the 80s, and the second time would have been right around 2000. But in the 80s, it felt very parking lot-ish, very, and it was a town, and then the church, and there were loudspeakers with the sermon like going off constantly. You couldn't be anywhere in the town and not hear the sermon. And then there were all these different shops that had plastic Catholic stuff.
Yeah. I tried to avoid anything like that. They're doing it old school, 1950s, 1960s.
Which, see, it was already different by 2000. At least the loudspeakers were up there, but they weren't broadcasting. And I don't think there were as many shops, but it was really funny because it had all the little,
I wouldn't be surprised if it was still like that. It takes the Catholic Church centuries to update themselves. So
to get away from, what is it, glow-in-the-dark holy water fonts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Go ahead.
Do you ship holy water?
Wow.
Yes. We do ship holy water and holy earth.
Ooh, holy earth. That one's tougher.
We have little jars of.
Do you have places
that would go nice in
because of the biological bit? I never thought of that either.
We don't. Yeah, we just go ahead and send it. It's clean water and clean soil.
I just have a friend that tried to bring back red dirt from Hawaii and got caught at the airport. It's probably not fun when you're him, but when you were me sitting over here, it was pretty funny. Explain that one.
She left everything.
He wanted to recharge it. I know, it was cute.
Oh, I mean, how can you blame them? And what did they do with the dirt? Did they send it back to the island?
Make it out of which one is that? Kona, yeah. Oh, Big Island, I guess, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's true though. Joshua Tree, they have signs everywhere. It's like you cannot even take a rock. Like, leave everything. But what if it gets in your shoe?
They can only do so much. Do you
Am I going to get a curse on me?
Cancun? You can't help it. That's it.
And we all belong to each other, really, right? We're star stuff. Bill, I have a great idea because it's something I would love to see. If you had online courses for kids, I think it would be a really cool thing, and you could charge for it because a lot of people are homeschooling, and
that's a great idea.
And
that's a great idea.
We need to pay the
Very
teachers.
Good idea.
So. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use that idea for sure. I hadn't thought about that, but online courses on YouTube or what kind of a platform? You guys are technology experts over there.
It would probably. Yeah, what kind of platform do you think, Angela? I mean, what I use, I pay just under $1,000 a year, and it's what do I use, Angela? It's where my Rachel joined. Oh, Kajabi.
Okay.
It's the new Kajabi. I'll write it down. The new Kajabi, and Yeah, so you could use that, or you could just use your own. I'm sure you could use your own platform and just have people.
About the one that your
Tell
workshop's
us.
on, right? I used them, but that's what your Punjabi
But you don't have to go that route.
Through that, right? So yeah, I went a cheaper one that's only like $200 to $300, and it works with your WordPress site if you use a WordPress site. I think it's called Zoom. It definitely starts with a Z, and it's like Zoomier, Zoomer. I will go get the other piece of equipment and let you know.
Well, yeah, please, because having those platforms does make it a lot easier for people to track where they're at.
Yeah, that's
so
pretty neat. That's a great idea.
Right?
The internet, I love the internet because you can reach so many people anywhere in the world. And never before in human history have we been able to do that. You can talk to people, educate people, inspire people anywhere. It really is amazing.
Such a great time. Yeah.
I'm still looking.
Okay, so she's gonna find the site for us. So what kind of so the your passion, conservation. Can you tell us more? What is it? Your goal is.
What is my goal? That's a good point. I think me personally, I enjoy nature and the outdoors. I always have since I was a little kid. We grew up in a neighborhood that had lots of undeveloped woods around, so we were always playing in the woods, building forts and making trails. And so I spent my childhood playing in the woods, and I liked it a lot, so I wanted to do that for the rest of my life, just play in the woods. I thought that'd be a cool thing to do.
Zippy.
Zippy? Is that the name of it?
It's Zippy. Zippy courses.
Zippy courses. Okay. Good to know.
Zippy courses. Ooh, I might have to try that next year.
It works with your WordPress. So if you do a WordPress site, it's just a plug-in to the WordPress. And so far, I don't know what happens when you publish it, but it, because I'm only 3/4 of a way through making one, so.
All right, good.
But it seems to work.
Okay, here's the website. Works with WordPress. And you can always come back to this blab and pull up the website. So so we're talking about your goals, and your childhood love. I could totally see you leading kids through the woods and teaching them to appreciate.
Absolutely.
Using all the senses.
It's it's a matter of sharing and relationships and having fun and beauty and things like that. Just sharing it with people. You mentioned the senses, so we're here on Earth for a limited amount of time. We have 5 or how many senses, and there's nothing like outdoors and nature to bring out all your senses and to share it with people. And to share it with kids. There's a lot of city kids that never get out in nature, and they might be close to it. They might be a half an hour away. Might be in. You have your hand raised?
Yes, I do. I have to say that because of what we've been doing here, I've become more aware of 2 things. One, how fortunate I am. I grew up in the Napa Valley. I was born, it's like 2nd generation Californian. I was born way up north, but since 3, I was in the Napa Valley, and we were at the base of Mount Santa Helena. So I spent at least 9 years where I was the only child. I was there with my mother and some cats and some imaginary friends, but I had like 10 hours in nature by myself. You know what I mean? In a safe environment. And absolutely, I didn't think about it as something bigger than me, but it definitely made me more able to meditate later, more able to be present, more able to be, all those things. So I think it really helps, and it's really important. And another one you want to look at is summer programs. because I have a friend who I'm suddenly becoming aware with kids, those parents in the summer, how do they give them something, you know, that will push them ahead as opposed to be something we're going to regret later.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Great ideas.
Art programs, nature programs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both,
yeah.
making art out of nature. Thank you, because that's what.
Great idea.
Yeah, and us adults have plenty to learn. No one taught me to do art.
You make art all the time with music.
Twig, glue, honey. I mean, sorry. Not
yeah,
glue,
we'll make
maple syrup
pancakes.
and
That's
twigs.
nature. Kind of.
Look.
When years
Rocks
ago.
for percussion.
And can they be shaped like leaves?
Oh,
Oh, drum circles.
Oh, I did. I've been to I was at Venice Beach a while back. You guys probably know that. And I was at a drum circle. My kids brought me. So I thought that was pretty cool. I was a hippie for a while. I used to be a hippie a long time ago, but anyway. And I think the police came and broke it up. I think we were getting too wild.
I bet it's
the police came, yeah.
Old
man Bill was getting too wild with the Venice
circle?
Beach people, and I got everybody in trouble. Anyway.
I've seen those pictures.
I think the hippie's still in
you.
But we really do have drum circles at the shrine, because the Native Americans play them. We have a Mohawk choir that we don't sell them, no, but
do you sell drums?
We have a Mohawk choir that comes every once in a while, and they sing hymns in the Mohawk language, and they have drums that they play, and it's very cool. And we have smudging before Mass with the sacred herbs and the feathers and whatnot. So it's kind of a very, it's not your regular kind of Catholic church. Most of them don't have smudging, but we do.
No, you don't tend to have smudging. That would be the wicked people.
It's close.
But they have incense. I mean,
Yeah, and there are fans of the incense. I have a friend who, during her Catholic school days, actually liked to be given the signs of the cross because you'd spend all that time with them.
I like all that stuff, the incense and the water and the music, and kind of fills all your senses. Speaking of kids, you brought up kids for the summer, and that's great, and I definitely want to do more of that. I was thinking back to when I worked for the Nature Conservancy years ago, and we had a summer program where we brought kids out to Long Island from New York City. And even they were just minutes away from the Catskill Mountains or any kind of an outdoor place. And but they'd never left the city, never left the Bronx or wherever they were in the city. And they were actually frightened when they came out. We had a farm out there, Uplands Farm, in Cold Spring Harbor. And the kids would be scared, some of them, when they first came out. They weren't used to all the noise of crickets and birds and insects flying around and all that. They'd be really unsure of themselves and nervous and a little scared. But then after a few days, didn't take long. They would just be running around the fields and running around the trails. And we'd put them to work clearing brush and clearing invasive plants and whatnot. But kids need more of an opportunity to get outdoors. It's important.
The other question in the chat room. What can you describe an
ecologist?
Express?
What was the last part there?
What does an ecologist do?
Oh, ecologists, we study nature, study the connections between plants and animals and the earth.
I'm sorry.
We study nature, and then some of us are active in restoring nature. I can't do that. I can't move around. So studying nature and advocating for habitat restoration, working on habitat restoration. protecting the land, protecting the water.
And then they wanted to know what you think smudging does, or what does smudging do?
Oh, it's a cleansing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cleansing. It cleanses you, your spirit, your soul, and it also, the smoke rising up to the sky, it's kind of like a prayer to God or whomever you believe in. So it's a cleansing and a prayer.
My last, yeah, we burned some in a fire pit once. We just had a bunch of us in a circle. It was just that last minute inspiration. Just threw it on there, and everybody's just like giving gratitude and what is it you want, kind of thing. This beautiful flow.
Yeah.
Gratitude. What do I want? Gratitude.
You know, it focuses your mind on that rather than being distracted with TV or something else. When you're sitting there around that fire and you have the herbs and you're focused on the smoke and everything, you're in a good head for thinking about something transcendent beyond just ourselves. I was going to say my interview for the shrine. I was interviewed by a Catholic priest, a friar, and we were in his house and he had a wood stove there. And before we started the interview, he took out tobacco, which is a sacred Native American herb, and he took out some coals from the fireplace and he sprinkled some tobacco on the coals, and the smoke kind of rose up. Yeah. And I thought, oh wow, this is a really cool place. I've never been to a job interview where we, burned tobacco before. I thought that was so cool.
Right.
I've also heard that if you ever take anything from nature, that's what you give in return. You give tobacco. Like you do take a stone, or you take sand in Cancun, give it back tobacco.
That sounds neat. I like that.
Yeah, she says she has lots of questions.
We have a healer in the chat.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can probably let her in onto the seat if you want, or if she wants to come on.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Do you want to come on?
Can you come in?
Hey, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yay!
Hi. Yes, we can hear you perfect.
So yeah, my name is Stephanie, and I didn't know what an ecologist was, but now I love it because as a massage therapist, healer, I co-own a wellness center. I am totally into healing stones. I mean, I'm like obsessed with them. I have, but I really, it's just intuitively I'm obsessed with them. And I always think, oh, well, someday when I die, I'll find out what all these stones, like what's the real purpose. But but maybe I don't have to wait till I die.
Don't wait that long. Well, Stephanie, that's really cool. My daughter is in Virginia, my daughter Kara, and she's starting to become a massage therapist and a healer as we speak.
Oh,
very cool.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 30 years. So, but lately some weird stuff's going on because I feel so much weird stuff going on, like intuitiveness. Like, I don't know if you guys feel it too, or something crazy is going on. I don't know. But it's the universe, and just like coming onto your guys' lab, it's divine intervention. The universe is aligning all right stuff to be happening somehow. So
I believe
absolutely.
I believe completely in divine intervention, and if you're following your path, which could be a bunch of paths, but if you're following one of your paths, the universe kind of line up, and then things happen that you don't expect, that you didn't do yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you found us.
Or you can simply watch them happen around you. I've been there lately, where it's you watch magic happen.
Yeah.
It's so the interesting part, because I mean this has nothing to do with but it's just like not to let it kind of scare you. Like, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want all of this information. I don't know if I'm comfortable with having this like more intuitiveness all of a sudden, But I don't know. It is what it is.
Nothing to be scared
I can
about.
relate. When I was a little kid, like 3 or 4 years old, as far back as I remember, I had a strong faith in God and believed in God, however you define him. But I spent most of my life running from myself and running from my faith and my beliefs, because it was way different from what most people were doing. And it wasn't only until I hit 50 something that I decided to be myself.
Oh my God, I love it. I love
the
it.
heck with all that stuff.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
as soon as you become yourself, again, like what you said, the universe lines up and things happen. See, you guys see, it's a universal thing.
I know, it's crazy.
But it took me a long time. I'm glad I lived long enough.
I know. I know. I just discovered on Sunday some new type of meditation that I've been doing almost every day. I've missed only one day, and I'm going to not be able to do it again. But it's from Korea, and it's called subtraction meditation, where it's a guided meditation where the person takes you through your memories and you like just do like release them or something, and it's crazy. It's kind of interesting but freaky at the same time, and like but I'm hearing other people talk, and it's like even Marianne Williamson, I was listening to her on a long drive yesterday, and everything she was saying was almost the same identical stuff as what they're kind of, so it's just all
They all
freaky.
are.
Yeah.
You start to notice that they all are. They just all say it differently because different people will respond to different. We need different voices to catch different people.
Yeah, it is interesting that they are, even in the business, on how to the success formula. It's all kind of the same. And like I went to a thing, and my business coach, what he teaches, some other guy was saying the exact same thing but in other words.
Exactly.
You can hear common strains through every faith, every culture, every kind of belief system. Yep. Because everybody's tapping into something. Everybody's kind of tapping into the same thing, but in a little bit different way.
Yeah.
I mean, there's this cool thing, I think it might be cool, from Japan, forest cleansing. Have you heard about that?
Oh, yeah, I have. You go bathe
I'm
in
just
the forest.
learning about it. Yeah, rather than, I've taken a lot of people into the forest, and we usually hike 2 miles or more and see how far we can get. With forest cleansing, you might stay in one spot for 2 hours and just soak it all in, the trees, the earth, the rocks, the air, the sun. And yeah, so I'm trying to learn more about that. Right now, they just have an expensive course to take, and I can't do that. But I'm waiting for somebody to write a book or something and learn more about forest cleansing.
I just am following you all on Twitter. I just followed all 3 of you on Twitter.
Yay!
And liked you on Blab.
We'll follow back.
Good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so, well, thank you for letting me come on your show and just be part of your universe. And I look forward to
visit back.
I look forward to that. I really hope that we
people like him, yeah.
Oh,
don't
good.
We,
yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you
that
so
was neat.
much.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yay. She gave some great, some great input here. Oh my gosh. That just opened up so much. There was a bit of delay, so we're all catching up, I think.
No,
and we lost Angela.
No, I have Angela.
She went black.
I'm
Angela
here.
went black.
I'm here.
You do? Oh, great. That means I'm not here. Okay. Do I need to refresh it, Randy? Randy.
He says
That's from my daughter.
Oh, that's very cute.
Oh, okay. Papa.
My daughter, Kateri.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah, nice.
And I'm drinking a lot of coffee this morning.
What the heck?
Yeah, what the heck?
Have some lemon water.
Lemon? Oh, I love lemon water.
See, and then you can say, well, you made up for the coffee with the lemon water. I already had the lemon water.
Exactly.
Now I'll have the coffee.
Lemon water is delicious. I love it.
And
So Angie, what do you do? I've seen you on the labs
then that's, you've seen
What's
about what I
your
do.
background? Tell me more about you.
Well, let me see. During my day job, I transfer analog to digital, but I only do that like part-time some of the time. And then I'm a writer, artist, photographer, and life coach. And
Cool. Music, analog to digital?
Yeah,
music or
video. Basically, if it's
okay.
analog, I will try to make it digital for you if I haven't already done it before.
Oh, that's neat. Very cool.
It came from a job. I'd always been that sort of techie that did that sort of stuff for myself. Like I had the old reel-to-reel tapes with my great-grandfather talking. So I went and found the stuff to do it, to get it digital myself. So then when I got this job, and it was basically keeping down the fort while he was doing installs, and it's like,
Yeah.
So
well, that's great.
I actually parlayed it into a part of the job or part of the business where when we had to move, I kept us afloat during the move when he couldn't work because his stuff was, like locked up and, you couldn't do things. Whereas I got mine set up first day.
Man, where do we find you?
I'm in Napa, California, but if you look on Facebook, it's the Audio Video Center in Napa, California. It's under one of the pages I do. And if you did send stuff, I will transfer it.
Do you do old video, like not 8-track, what do you call it? The little video cameras.
8mm.
Yeah.
Why would you collect them? Why would you do that?
I have a bunch of old stuff, and I have old slides from thousands of years ago. Can you do slides too? Color slides?
Yeah, we can actually.
Or black and white, whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty neat.
Okay, great read. Oh, gosh.
Here's the thing, Randy. Yes, but a lot of them already are. You end up with better quality if you take where they've already, like you're saying you're remastering because they remastered when they went to CD. So if it is available, you want to go that way. But you'd be surprised the stuff people bring in that is not available.
Wow.
Big names where it's like that one obscure record that they fell in love with,
You can't get anymore.
Right. Yep. And the more you love a record, the more you heard it.
I so miss the days of vinyl. I miss vinyl records. And digital music has its benefits, it has its pluses, but some of it's also horrible. The digital music. You can make it so loud. We have the loudness wars. You heard about that. So with digital stuff, you can intrinsically lift the level of the music up to the very top so that there's no more dynamics left. All the music is up here and the dynamics are gone.
You can push it.
Because we used to listen to records. You could listen to one record in the 70s, Led Zeppelin or something, thousands of times until you wore it out. But some of the digital stuff, you listen to it once or twice and you're kind of fatigued. Your ears get tired.
That's interesting. It's not always. They do tend to master it very, very hot. But a lot of times during, say, like the Napster time period, you had a lot of people that didn't know what they were doing that were doing it.
Yes.
And yeah, it would just be totally blown out because they had no idea. I remember a Johnny Cash I downloaded where, yes, it was just a box.
Just a box.
Back. You're never getting
and that's back. Johnny Cash. This is not death metal or anything.
No, Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Do you listen to music loud or do you like it just
loud? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because
not always loud. It depends on the kind of music.
I'm allowed.
And I live in an apartment. Yeah. Well, a lot of music should be loud. A lot of your music, Lisa, should be loud.
Yeah.
And you're rocking the Shrine. Did you know that? The Shrine, I think until I got there, it was directed by priests and Franciscan friars and whatnot. But now I'm the first layperson director, and I'm blasting Elsie Mychols in my office.
Shrine. That's
so
great.
I'm creating a new vibe at the Shrine, I think.
Bill,
but I play it loud.
Can I ask you a favor?
Yes.
Also, this is based on inspiration. Can you just say a prayer for me in music?
Yes, I will. Please. Absolutely.
Because
I will light a candle for you too, if that's okay.
I love you. I love you. Thank you. I know that I want to contribute to the planet, and that's what it's about.
Stephanie wants one too.
Oh, Stephanie, and
I
one
wouldn't
over here
refuse
too.
one, but
Okay.
And we already heard what Stephanie was telling us about what she's going through right now. So absolutely.
Definitely, I will say a prayer.
Okay.
And for people who believe in saints, we can ask Saint Kateri to pray for us too.
Okay. Yay.
Just like you might ask a friend or a family member to pray for you, we can ask a saint to
it's
pray
the
for us.
saint from his shrine. Stephanie's asking
Yes.
who the saint is. I don't think she was here when you were first talking about
She
Kateri.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Saint Kateri from the National Kateri Shrine in Fonda, New York.
And can you spell that for us again?
Well, Kateri is Kateri. And she has a Native American name, Tekakwitha, but that's too long and too big. And if you remember Saint Kateri, that will do it.
But I can post your website again too. I'm going to post that right now.
Yeah, I'm sure whatever you're working on with your music will turn out.
Yeah, I've got some big things in my heart that I want to release. Oh my gosh. And people that I really want to work with. I've felt this connection with them for years, and I feel like now it's that time. It's almost overwhelming. That's why I'm like, okay, it's okay to ask for help. Thank you.
It is okay to ask for help. I will say multiple prayers.
Cool.
And ask Saint Kateri to say multiple prayers.
Thank you, Saint Kateri. And I want to ask you. You are educated in environmental science or earth science.
Kind of, yes. I have my bachelor's degree is in business administration, and I was working in an office building. I worked for Allstate Insurance Company, and I hated it. I was in an office with fluorescent lighting and windows that don't open. Can't open the windows, and I felt like a prisoner. So I decided I wanted to go to forestry school and work in the woods. So I went and got a master's degree in forestry after that.
And where do you learn about things now, like books?
I read a lot. I like to read nonfiction. I mostly self-teach because there's not a lot of information about faith-based conservation and whatnot. But there are a lot of kind of general books. I'm reading this book right now.
Yeah.
I'm prepared. See how prepared I am?
Good.
This is about the Mohawk Nation in the Mohawk Valley, where I'm currently living and working. And these are documents that people wrote in the 1600s who actually met the Mohawk people, the Iroquois people.
Wow.
So I'm reading that. That's what I'm reading right now.
Do you read?
Trying to learn as much of the history as I can.
So you those are your favorite kind of books?
Yeah, any kind of nonfiction, biographies, conservation kind of stuff. Spiritual books. I like to read books by saints and religious stuff.
Do you read more than one book at a time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I read a lot. I read several books at a time. Is that a common thing? Is that what you guys do?
Yeah. Boing, boing, boing. Yeah. What, Angela? I didn't hear that.
Oh, we've lost your voice, Angela.
Where's your voice?
There, it's
Little
back.
Mermaid?
I had muted myself to be polite and then forgot to unmute myself. Juggling at least 3.
What are you
Yeah,
reading?
that sounds about right.
What
are you reading, Angela? Yeah.
Well, I'm still in one of the Law of Attractions by Abraham Hicks. What else, man? I'm in one on writing comic books because I'm writing a comic book. But I'm not really reading very much of that one. So maybe it's only 2 right now. Maybe I'm taking so much time making panels. I'm at 200.
Nice.
Oh, comic book panels?
Well, it's going to be
That's
a graphic
neat.
novel, right? It's kind of an autobiography, personal development workshop graphic novel. It's very strange. I haven't seen one before, but it's happening, and it's all just inspiration that goes, okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, yeah, I like that. So good. 200 of them.
Very cool. Good luck with that. Very cool.
Woo! We're all rooting
I'm
for
probably
you.
doing that so much I'm down one book. That's it.
Cool. That is that Mohawk country. Is it like, so is it, I missed something. Is it all over the country?
No, just the Mohawk Valley of New York State.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's they're part of the country where they were.
Yes.
Part of the, okay.
That's what they mean. I was thinking
They're part of the country.
that they're going to be one of the Native American groups with the most remembered names simply because of a haircut.
Yes.
Isn't that odd? I mean, if people being
And interestingly, they didn't cut their hair in a mohawk, from what I've come to understand.
Very strange.
Hey,
but somehow.
That's so funny because when I was in high school, instead of doing schoolwork, I would write comics. And I had this thing called the civil. I had a comic book called.
That's it.
Yeah,
My first.
Civil Arts. And my guy with the mohawk, he was the political guy. His name was Reagan, and he had different flags in his mohawk. I would draw little flags.
I like it. You should
Isn't
take it
cute?
up again.
But I know, and I don't have any of the comics because people kept borrowing them. You know how that goes. You never get them back.
Yeah.
But it's in here. Yeah, I'm good with
Do you
crayons.
do any?
What?
Do you draw anything anymore, or any kind of drawing art?
No, and it's funny because I'm very passionate about coloring. I used to do paisley art, but I'm really not very good at it. But I love doing it, so go figure.
That's all right. I do a lot of things I'm not very good at.
Well, yeah, no, if it makes you happy and gives you,
And
Exactly.
isn't coloring is now therapeutic? I mean, right, Angela?
it's
You
a
got that
meditation,
adult.
basically.
So
You
maybe
use
that's
everything
what
as a
it.
meditation.
That's
I cook as a meditation.
So that's the connection. It's not about what we're creating; it's about what we're experiencing. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'll do a comic
Now,
book and post it.
I do this.
There you go.
Ooh, it's got to be.
And I have a beautiful instrument here. I said I have to show it before this thing ends. I have to show
Hey,
my hand.
can you play something?
And I don't play very well, but it's one of those things where when I
Oh.
turned 50, I said, well, even though I don't play very well, I like to do it, and it's fun. So I just dabble myself. So I just dabble. Can you hear any of that? I don't know if you can hear it. But anyway, it's one of those things as you get older, I just want to do things that I like to do. And I don't care if I'll be a professional or whatever. I just enjoy it. So I used to play when I was a kid, and then I stopped.
So you took lessons as a kid?
I took lessons and all that. And I used to play piano and organ. I was in a little rock band in college. That's as far as I got. And then I realized I wasn't that good, so I gave it up. And then you have family and stuff like
People
that.
have got to stop saying that. Do you know how many not so good musicians
Yes.
that are like uber rich?
Yes, that's right. So I got to a point where I said, well, I'm not going to live forever, and I still like to play. So I just started. I just do it for fun. Speaking of people, there's some famous musicians like George Harrison, which I know you like, Elsie. You did a great cover of You, which actually, your cover of You is better than the original, which is
thank you.
almost impossible to do. But I read a George Harrison interview once where he said technically he's not a very good guitar player. So his philosophy was, because he couldn't play very well, what he could play, he would try to play as well as he could. Does that make sense? He was limited in what he could do, but he would do that very well.
You know, I'm going to find a quote of something like that and put it on my wall, because that's something I could really benefit from reading every day.
Yes,
Wow.
he wasn't a Jimi Hendrix or an Eric Clapton or someone like that. But
Like,
so within your abilities, you just do it well, whatever it is you're doing.
shoot.
I saw this finger going towards the camera now. Hi, welcome back. Oh no, you did. Here she is.
Oh dear, things happen.
Okay. So you wanted, Angela, you were excited to say something.
I totally forgot one. Like, oh no, where am I going? That's the thing on the iPad. If you accidentally touch something, suddenly you're an app, 10 apps away, and it's like, wait.
Oh yeah, the touch screen, right? Yeah.
Bill, your lighting is great, by the way.
Yeah.
Isn't it good? I think it's my
Finally
head.
got it right. Okay, now it's not. Now it's dark again.
It's certainly a laughy bunch. That's nice. I forgot what we were talking
Where were
about.
we?
Yeah, what were we talking about?
George Harrison.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, what are you listening?
Yeah,
Oh.
No.
Uh-huh.
But, see, what you're missing is while you're talking about that and thinking that, you're comparing, and you're not supposed to be comparing. It isn't about you giving. You don't need to be able to do everything. You don't need to be able to do everything well. It's about what you give, and what you give, only you can do it. Forget do it well. Only you can do it.
That's a great point.
Thank you.
Again, great co-creation, guys.
Thank heavens I
Oh,
remember.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, and I've thought, and with some of the things I choose to do in my life, I kind of use that philosophy or similar philosophy. I think of things that no one else is going to do unless I do it. So
Yeah.
I try to fill gaps.
Yeah.
In the conservation world or in whatever world I'm in. There's gaps there when nobody's doing something, and you kind of fit in there.
I'm really beginning to believe that if you see something that needs to be said and nobody's saying it, maybe that is because you're this person who's supposed to. It's the only thing that's got me writing.
Yeah. If you don't, nobody else will, right?
So believe it, Stephanie. All it takes is a choice.
Bill,
Do you guys follow the live chat that comes down here? I haven't been paying attention to it. I have to get better at that.
Bill, what are you listening to musically? Anything new, or just what's in your collection?
I go through phases in my life where I'm interested in different kinds of music. I'm a huge Beach Boys fan, so they're my kind of foundation from when I was a kid, up until now. And but I've spent 30-something years whenever listening to pop rock music. So I've been listening to jazz now, because I have ADD and I get bored easily. So I wanted something new, something different. So jazz is all new to me, even going back to the 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s.
And
it's music that may have been out forever, but it's new to me. So I have this whole world of jazz to explore, which is really cool.
Stan Kenton?
Stan Getz. Stan Getz?
No, Stan Kenton, but Stan Getz.
Oh, Stan Kenton too. Okay, Stan Kenton.
Big band jazz, Stan Kenton.
Yes, big band jazz. I love the vocalist, Billie Holiday.
Count Basie.
Count Basie's very cool. Yeah. And so I listened to a lot of that. And then now that I'm playing the organ again, there's a lot of cool old Hammond organ players.
Mm-hmm.
Like John Patton and Jimmy Smith and Richard Grooves, Holmes, stuff like that. There's a lot of cool Hammond organ players. So wherever I can find cool Hammond organ players, that's what I'm listening to the most now, in addition to your music.
I got new
Your
music
music
coming
too.
out soon.
Yay!
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Back in the
Yeah.
day, I used to sell stuff on eBay for money and make a portion of my living that way. And when you would go buy LP records at thrift stores or whatever to resell them, the ones that actually made the most money, in my experience, were ones where somebody was playing one of those organs in some church somewhere. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
like to hear
Yeah.
those where they had a performance where they played this wide range. Maybe it was baseball things, church things, whatever. But if it was a location in one of those organs.
Ah, wow. Yeah, I love the sound of the Hammond organ. And it's in a lot of songs and it's a lot of music, but people don't know it's there, but it's there. It's
Right.
kind of in the background. And whether it's blues or pop or rock,
We're going to have
there.
an organ in our new band. I think a Hammond sound, I think.
You have some Hammond sound in some of your songs.
What do I have
I
in
believe.
it? Do you remember? Oh, Living Doll. Oh my
I don't
God.
remember, but I've heard it.
Living
I've
Doll.
heard that and different organ sounds in some of your songs, which is great. You got to have the organ.
Yeah, right? Oh, I'm so excited.
More
too.
organ. It used to be more cowbell. Now it's more organ.
Oh, the poor cowbell. The poor cowbell.
You know,
Bring the
every
cowbell.
time that comes up, I have a cowbell, but every time it comes up, I never know where it is to bring it.
Hang it up next to the cow mask.
That's true. I have a cow mask now, too.
Oh, wow.
The comic book, to do the artwork, I'm better at photographic art than I am drawing. So it's actually all photographs that are manipulated. But so how do you do that when you're the only actor? Masks.
Wow.
Yeah, let me throw out a new artist.
Okay.
Rosie Abbott. Have you heard
Rosie
Rosie Abbott before? She's from Nottingham, England. So I wanted to put in a plug. Rosie's awesome. She records all her own instruments and writes her own songs, and you know how that goes, and does all her own singing. She's a lot like a kind of a young John Lennon. That's what she reminds me of a little bit. Rosie Abbott. And I think she'll have a new album coming out this year too, soon.
Oh,
she's good.
Really pretty.
It's kind of experimental pop rock. Yeah, she's plays a lot of different kind of music. But as far as talented young people today, I think she's great.
Okay, I think this is her Facebook page. So
I just tweeted one of her songs too. So.
Oh, cool!
Oh, good.
Yay.
Wow, you guys are fast. That's
We're
amazing.
good, man. We own it. How old is Joss Stone? Is this a true question? How old is Joss Stone?
Oh, that's Bob Barker. I thought he died.
That's a good question.
Joss Stone. I don't know.
Joss Stone.
Does anybody
I
know?
can find out in seconds.
That's good. Yeah, we have Google.
She's 29.
See, that's why I don't know.
Looks very young.
No, I listen to a lot of new music today on the radio when I'm driving and whatnot. And there's a lot of great music, but maybe it's my age. I can't remember who anybody is anymore. I just like the music.
Okay.
But I used to know all the names of the bands and everything, and then I don't know. At some point, I can't keep track of the new ones. So I've heard the name Joss Stone, but
Singer.
Can't place her. I can't place her.
I tweeted
Singer.
a couple of hers too. I didn't know they had concerts at Luna Park.
What about Luna Park?
I didn't know they had concerts at Luna Park.
The second one,
Luna Park, isn't that house that's kind of all mosaics and stuff? Luna Park?
I think so. In LA, right?
I don't even actually remember where it is. I thought it was back east.
I there a lot.
Oh, how funny. I didn't know that. I've only ever seen it on the channel where they show weird houses.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think now it's a supper club. Okay, more people using their real name. Back when you had groups. Yeah, like the Beatles, the Stones, the Who, the band. It's so true. It was so simple. And you didn't have so many genres like we do now. And subgenres.
And subgenres.
That's a secret. No genre. Where do I fit in?
Lisa, you are your own genre.
Yeah, I've been told that. I asked everybody to help me figure out my genre so I could turn people on to what they may have never heard. I know so much now.
Lisa Mychols genre.
Yep, I own the genre. I am president and director of my genre.
That's what you should be. So good.
You could register it or something.
But I'm so ready to co-create my genre with someone else. So I've got two very huge heroes of mine that are on my vision board that I am working my way to. So very exciting.
It is very exciting.
Because I'm feeling like it's already happening, right, everybody?
I'm sure it will happen. And I don't know what a vision board is, but you should be on their vision board, whoever they are.
That's a good point. I think I'll post that today. To my heroes, don't forget to put me on your vision board.
They should be looking for you. Seriously.
I like that. Yeah, okay. That's on my list. So we're actually a little over here, but I want to get back to your work with the environment. Woohoo!
Happy Canada Day.
Oh, shout out to Canada.
Canada.
It is Canada Day.
We need more Canada. I agree. I posted one of those today. I mean, come on. When Britain wants to go there and we want to go there, we need more Canada. More Canada and less us.
Yes.
And apparently them.
Yeah. The environment of Canada. What do you think of the environment in Canada? Not is it pretty? I mean, do you think any of it is at risk? Or do you know of, or do you study anything about Canada?
I could speak of Niagara Falls.
Please.
Have you ever been
That's
to Niagara
close to
Falls?
Canada.
Oh, it's in Canada. Part of it's in Canada.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry,
yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Our part looks like, at least when I was there, I was still married when I was there, so it's been a while. Early 2000s, right? Our part looked like a miniature golf course.
Oh,
Well, it looks like one of Vegas's miniature golf courses.
No.
Their part
Really?
looked like it was very manicured. And actually over on their side, I saw a woman vacuuming a flower pot. She was vacuuming in between the plants. So there was the difference. They were very neat and almost like needlepoint in life. You know what I mean? Everything was like dotted and perfect, and and we were just we were like spring break. You know
Well, there you go.
A bunch of drunks playing.
Bill, what do we do? What do we do?
And trying not to fall into the Niagara Falls.
Yes. It's not good to fall in unless you're in a barrel.
Even then. Unless you bring a kitten. The first lady to do that brought a kitten. It survived.
Did she survive?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's wearing her like 19 whatever, ridiculous corset and everything, and this kitten.
Poor kitten. That's mean.
How would you, this is kind of an out there question. How would you bring more awareness to the environment for just in general? Like what would you like to impart to the world from your heart?
Things like this, what we're doing now, dialogue, talking. People need to talk with each other. And this is a great way to do it. But just, talking with people, your family, your friends, talking with neighbors, talking with strangers, talking with people of different faiths. And, dialogue, does that make sense?
Beautiful. Absolutely. And don't forget to also listen, because that's my problem. still working on that. And look people in the eye. And if you look at them here, if you look at their nose, they think that you're looking at them in their eyes. It's so crazy. Try it with your friends.
I'm not always good at looking at people. It's something I even looked it up once. How to look at people, how to look in their eyes. No, really, because when you have conversations, it's important how you do it. There's actually a triangle on people's faces, and you can look anywhere. You know, have you ever tried to pick which eye to look at?
Yes. Oh my gosh. And then I stopped listening because I'm like, oh, I wonder if they can tell that I don't know which eye to look at.
that's my mind is always all over the place. So I'll be talking with somebody and I'll be thinking while they're talking, I have no idea what they're saying. I'm looking, should I look at their left eye or their right eye? And I looked it up, and there's a whole, you can actually look at both eyes. You can go back and forth. And you can, like you said, you can look here, or I think you can look like here.
Yeah.
But you can move around and it's okay. You don't really need to pick one eye.
Isn't that great? I'm so glad I'm not alone.
And this is weird because I'm trying to look into the camera rather than down. I'm trying to look there.
Yeah, it's tough with the electronic devices. It's tough with
because you're staring at a little tiny circle thing here.
And sometimes you don't even know where it is. You're like
This is true.
I have that with the iPad a lot. The laptop's easy, the phone's easy, but for some reason the iPad, I'll always maneuver my hands right. It's like, oh, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Wow. And I also want to ask you, because it's our favorite question, Bill, how do you feed your spirit? How do you, I mean, besides for being at the shrine, how do you rejuvenate your spirit?
With the family, get my kids together and my wife, Lynn, and spend time with family.
So connecting.
Which is what connecting what I'm going to do this weekend, 4th of July weekend. Have a barbecue, go for a hike, or go kayaking or something. Family is very important.
Wow.
Kind of grounds you and yeah.
I say wow because I just saw that I through the connection of this whole blab was about nature and sharing with others. So beautiful. Very root chakra too. What are you cooking? What's your favorite thing to cook?
Well, I'm a simple person when it comes to food. I mentioned barbecues, and I'm not a vegetarian or a vegan or anything, so I apologize to those who are. But I like cheeseburgers and hot dogs, and coleslaw and potato salad and everything. And what else? But I'll eat some tofu-y kind of stuff too. Lynn and I made a tofu stir fry when she was up here last time, which was good. What else do I eat? Pasta, whole wheat pasta, spaghetti, Italian food.
Cool.
I'm not a great cook or anything. I don't.
I don't anything easy. That's cool.
Pancakes. Did I say
how about
pancakes already?
Middle Eastern.
What about international Middle Eastern? I love Middle Eastern. I just had the best Egyptian couscous dish. It was so good.
Oh, couscous. Yeah. Lynn, before we had the kids, we used to eat a lot of couscous and grainy kind of things, vegetarian things. And Lynn's good at cooking that stuff. I'm not. But and then when we had the kids, we thought that they would need meat for a while. So we left we started back on some meat.
You got a really nice, a nice comment over here.
Oh.
This is really sweet. Why would you apologize for your food habits? They're yours. Yay.
That's true.
Beautiful. I know, isn't it? But we are in that world. I feel the same way. I'm like,
comparing again.
I know, right? We're supposed to be like that. I know. Angela is teaching me right now that if you feel guilty not you, but like I was feeling guilty because like and she's like, don't be in that energy.
Yeah.
If you're looking for people to be mad at you for something, you're gonna find it. What the hell do you want to look for that for?
I was just gonna say,
like you. You'll find that too.
I'm working on that.
I was just gonna say, people get mad at you so easily today. People are offended.
Yeah.
You just say something that you like cheeseburgers, and someone will go, "Oh my God, you're ruining the earth and the grasslands and the cruelty and everything." I try to understand their point of view before I have my next cheeseburger. You guys eat meat? Am I the only one here?
I was a vegetarian for 20 years, but yes, I do eat meat. I like to eat meat. My body likes meat, and I particularly like beef.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's good? Bison. Have you ever had bison burgers? Bison is delicious,
wow.
And it's better for the environment. The bison. True story, though. The bison are native to the grasslands,
right.
So when they eat grass, they don't kill it. They just eat the tops, and the grass survives. Whereas cows are kind of big sloppy animals that we created, and they'll munch right down to the soil and damage the habitat, damage the soil.
That's the only thing I wish that we had been smarter in the first place, and that we would go there. Because I mean, absolutely, why not have bison if they work better with the grass? That makes sense. Why don't we do more things that make sense?
Bison are
all the rest of it, who cares? Just makes sense.
I'm quoting you on that. That is good.
Just makes sense? Is that the quote?
Just makes sense.
I like that one.
Yes. And so we do a meme of that.
California, the Cadillac Desert, where they were growing all the things that needed a lot of water in the arid West, where it's dry.
Yeah.
Wow, that doesn't make sense.
It's crazy. People should be eating cactuses and whatnot. You can eat cactus, I think.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. They do all sorts of stuff. Agave's from agave syrup or whatever it is from cactus.
Yeah. So forget the water and eat more.
Well, they were putting
desert plant.
What's that one that's for they used to talk about alfalfa. They were putting alfalfa, which is alfalfa and rice, heavy water intensive in California. What?
See, we have Chuck. We have a bison person on the live chat there.
Ooh.
Wow.
See, we cover a lot of ground here today.
We certainly did.
We've gone from music to conservation to bison to.
That's really cool. Yeah, and this is probably where we should probably end.
Because I have an appointment at 11.
This is good. Yeah, we usually are only an hour, but this was so good. You guys, thank you, everyone in the chat room. Oh my gosh, this was like the best map ever. So
one. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for coming. No, I didn't know what an ecologist was either.
Yeah, right.
I was at the beginning. It's like, oh no, this is going to be a bummer. I'm going to hear about how we're all dying.
Oh, I hate that kind of approach. I do not. I don't like that, and I don't go there. And
see, with how I think, right? If I'm saying don't think about people not liking you because they're going, think about them just liking you. I don't want to think about the world ending and it being horrible. Did you want that to happen?
Right.
That's a good point, Angie. And before we go, I'd like to say there's too much of that, and especially when it comes to young people. We're scaring young people about the climate and the world's going to end tomorrow and there's wars and we're all going to die and we're going to run out of food and water. What a horrible thing to do to children. I never do that to children. I'll wait until they become adults. They should learn to love nature first.
But we've been doing it since we were kids.
Yeah, learn to love it first and enjoy it. They should enjoy nature. I tell all my kids the world's not ending. The climate's not going to burn us all up and all that. Just enjoy. You get one lifetime, go out and enjoy nature. You made me think of that, Angie. You made me think of that.
Well, it's like, and here's from your own faith. And I always quote this, but it's the Mother Teresa one about how when you have a pro-peace rally, I'll show up, not for an anti-war. Be for what you want, not against what you don't want. Never resist.
Good idea. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
Cool.
All right, give us a final thought, though.
Yes, final thought. Even though you gave us a lot of good ones. But the final one is.
Final thought. Well, my thought is it's so cool for me to be on here with Elsie and now Angie.
Yay!
So I just want to say thank you. It's fun for me.
Yay!
Elsie is kind of I'm a huge fan. So to be
Yay.
talking live and in person it's very fun for me. So I had fun. And that's important. Have fun. That's my last bit of advice.
Have fun.
Have fun. Yay. Well,
Yay.
thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Phil Jacobs.
Okay.
You're doing great work. Cannot wait to visit the shrine.
Yes. I hope you can come out. Yep. Bring Tom, bring the kiddies, bring everybody.
And don't install any loudspeakers. They're weird.
No loudspeakers, no chanting,
It's
and
kind
no,
of anti-nature.
you're going to hell, you're all going to die. None of that.
None of that.
We don't do that, no.
And it kind of takes away from nature if you have a loudspeaker chant, you know. Unless you're going to play jokes on them and say, "This is God." I saw you take that wrong.
Good one.
All right, I'm
Nice.
moving. Bye. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Bill. Thanks
Bye.
again.
Bye, Elsie. Bye, Angie.